Welcome back to Purposeful Horizons. I'm Shelly and let's get started. Today we're going to be focusing on factors. Okay, so factors are numbers you can multiply together to get another number. So let's look at the number 12, right? We know that we can multiply 1 times 12 to equal 12. That is one way to get 12. We can also do 2 times 6 equals 12. And we also have 3 times 4 equals 12. Now, we know that factors of 12 as these numbers. So, if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. These are all factors of 12. So with 12, we know that this group of numbers are factors of 12 because we can use a set of these numbers to multiply to get 12. And another way to know that it's a factor of 12 is to see if the number divides into the number evenly. So when I say divide a number to a number evenly, I mean because we have 12, we can take each of these terms over here and divide it into 12 to get an even number with no remainders. So for instance, 12 divided by 12 equals 1. Twelve divided by 6 equals 2. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. Let's clean this up a bit. So, because we know these numbers go into 12 evenly, we know that it's a factor of 12. So now let's look at a real world example. And so because we already used the number 12, for this first example, we're going to continue that and use 12 again. So we have 12. And let's say we have 12 cookies. And we want to share them evenly. And that's when factors come into play. So, if we have 4 people and we want to share 12 cookies amongst 4 people, the way that we would do it is divide 12 divided by 4 equals 3, which means that every person gets 3 cookies evenly. And that's because 4 is a factor of 12. Now, with factors, we're able to distribute or to share the cookies evenly amongst people, amongst the 4 people, math allows us to be fair when it comes to factors because we're looking for even number of distribution with factors. Now, let's shift gears and let's look at something that some of you guys may be familiar with. Greatest common factors. Now, greatest, which means the largest, and common, which means what we're sharing, so shared, and then factor, we already discussed that, is what divides evenly into that number. So greatest, which means largest number, and common, which means shared, and then factor, we discussed a little bit earlier about what a factor is, right? We know we have factors of a number is typically the numbers that are multiplied together to create a number, but also a way to verify that is to divide the number to make sure it divides evenly into that number. So what we're going to do now is find the greatest common factor of 12 and 18. So let me clean this up a bit and we can get started. We have 12 and 18. We're going to start off by discovering what multiplies to create these values. And then we're going to list them on the side. So with 12, as we saw earlier, we have 1 times 12. We have 2 times 6. And then we have 3 times 4. With 18, we have 1 times 18. We have 2 times 9. We have 3 times 6. So, because we know what multiplies, we can take that and transform it into a list. So let's list them out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Okay, those are the factors of 12. For 18, we have 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. So, first, let's look and see what do they have in common. They have 1, 2, 3, and 6 in common between 18 and 12. Now with this, what is the greatest value amongst their common factors? And we know that to be 6 because we list them in order. See, that wasn't that bad at all. So we know that the greatest common factors of 12 and 18 is 6. So let's say I have 12 apples and 18 oranges. I want to make snack packs with the same number of apples and oranges in each bags, and I don't want any leftovers. So that's when the greatest common factor come into play. Now, since we already discovered that the greatest common factor of 12 and 18 is 6, then we can utilize that information and say, because we know that the greatest common factor, 12 apples and 18 oranges, is 6, then we can make 6 bags of apples and oranges with no leftovers. Now, with that, it helps us organize our fruit, which means 6 bags means 6 kids can have 2 apples and 3 oranges each. Now, with greatest common factors, you can use this in other real world situations, such as chair arrangement for a wedding, you can use it for organizing your snacks, your video games. It's really about finding an equal amount. There's so many different things that you can use greatest common factor for, especially if you have multiple things. You want to find how can you distribute gift bags evenly, or even pack the gift bags evenly. There's so many great ways to use this. And so math isn't just random. It really is helping us to organize and plan our life in the real world. So that's where factors and the greatest common factors show up when we're grouping. So I hope that you guys found this video to be helpful. Please let me know in the comments below your thoughts. And also, before I leave, how about this? Let's see. What is the greatest common factor of 24 and 56? Take a stab at that in the comments below and let me know. All right. Thank you. Bye.